What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic Rich, and we're back with another tier list, and this time it's the tier list for the CONCACAF Octagonal for the 2022 World Cup. So what I want you to do is to sit back, relax, and enjoy, and also play the game in the comment section down below. Guys, if you're looking for the perfect gift for the football lover in your family, look no more. Head on over to cardsplug.com/dominicrichfc and get yourself one of these lovely football cards you see right here. Use the coupon code dominicrichfc to get yourself 15% off your orders. All the links will be in the description box down below. Trust me, you won't regret it. Thank you. So guys, I previously did a tier list ranking all the nations from the CONCACAF region, and I promised that I will be back once we know the 8 teams in the Octagonal. So now the 8 teams are finalized. Let's get down to business. This time around, I'll be only using 4 tiers, and the first tier is going to Qatar first class. Just for a little explanation, these are the teams I think will definitely make it to the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. This tier only allows a maximum of 3 teams because we all know there's levels to everything. The second tier will be standby, and you get the theme, right? We're traveling here. These are teams that I think have a very good chance of qualifying, but I'm not 100% sold on these teams. The third tier will be missed the flight, and this tier would have teams that I think are very promising, but because of certain obstacles, logistics will be scrambled, resulting in missing the plane to Qatar. These are teams that I think would show positive signs, but would barely miss out in the end. And for the last tier, visa denied. And this tier would have teams that won't qualify based on how they stack up against the other 7 teams. The 8 teams in the Octagonal will play each other home and away, and the top 3 teams would qualify directly for Qatar 2022, while the team coming in 4th would qualify for the Intercontinental Playoffs. The last time around, Mexico, Costa Rica, and debutants Panama qualified directly for the World Cup, while Honduras placed 4th, played Australia, but missed out. And we all know what happened to the USA last time around. Since for the 2018 World Cup, it was a hexagonal and not an octagonal, USA, Trinidad and Tobago, and Honduras missed the World Cup. But this time, things are a lot different. 4 teams won't even have a chance to qualify for the World Cup. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to let you know how I feel about these 8 teams in terms of them making it to Qatar 2022. So let's start with the 2018 World Cup debutants, Panama. Ever since they qualified for the World Cup, I think Panama has not really improved, and they have seemingly regressed. Don't make this recent qualification to the Octagonal fool you. Thomas Christensen is their 4th manager since 2018, and even though they're showing signs of progress, this team still has a lot of developing to do. Panama defeated Curacao 2-1 on aggregate to make the final 8, but in the second leg away in Curacao, I wasn't really convinced with the Panamanian team whatsoever, especially the goalkeeper Luis Mejia. I think that's one of their weakest points. They still have a lot of experienced players in the squad and a few young talents like Carrasquilla coming through. But I think coming up against the other 7 teams in the Octagonal, it's going to be a problem for Panama, and I'm going to say they're going to miss the flight to Qatar. They're not as sharp as they should be in the final third, and I think their goalkeeping situation is definitely a problem. So I don't think Panama is going to qualify for back-to-back World Cups at all. So let's move on to El Salvador. It's been 39 years since El Salvador qualified for the World Cup back in 1982, and they have struggled to make it back ever since. But for Qatar 2022, this would be a great opportunity for El Salvador to take one of these 3 direct spots or the longer route via the Intercontinental Playoff match. El Salvador were quite impressive during the earlier rounds and battered St. Kitts and Nevis to qualify for the last 8. But I think coming up against the more quality opponents in CONCACAF is going to be a big problem for this El Salvadorian team. And former US international Hugo Perez and his boys will have their work seriously cut out for them. I'm going to say El Salvador, you're not going to Qatar, visa denied. It's harsh, but I'm just keeping it real. So let's talk about Canada, who haven't been in the final round of CONCACAF qualifying for quite some time. They last made it to the World Cup back in 1986 and are currently managed by John Herdman. Canada possess some really talented players in Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David, Kyle Lauren and Mark Anthony K, just to name a few. And they will be very eager to test their talents against the best of the best in CONCACAF. The Canadians defeated Haiti across 2 legs to make it to the last 8, but in my opinion, it was not the most convincing performance. I think the first leg in Haiti, the Haitians actually played well, but because they were heavily depleted in the second leg, Canada kind of pushed them over. But I don't think teams like USA, Mexico, Costa Rica, and Honduras are going to be pushovers for Canada, who I don't think will travel well to those countries. Maybe they would fancy their chances against the USA, having recently beat them, but against Mexico and against these Central American nations, I think their road matches would be very, very difficult. So in my opinion, I think Canada would just miss the flight. So I'm having the 3 teams that joined the 5 in the octagonal not to qualify for the World Cup for now. Maybe after the Gold Cup, I'll change my mind. Next up, we're going to talk about Jamaica. The topic of Jamaica is very, very, very tricky because we know that they are not short of talent. They debuted at the 1998 World Cup but are yet to make it back since. When you look at Jamaica's record against all other 7 nations in the octagonal, they have a decent record where they have not lost over 50% of their matches, and they have picked up recent wins against every single team in the current octagonal. You think about the USA, that friendly back in, I think that was 2019, and they defeated them in the Gold Cup 2015, defeated Mexico, defeated Honduras numerous times. They have a decent record against Costa Rica. They defeated Panama at the last Gold Cup, and they have a good record against all these teams. So if we're looking at Jamaica and we're saying, okay, they're having problems with their federation, they're having selection problems, and there's not, let's say, the most ideal situation for this team right now, where I think they have not picked their best squad for the upcoming Gold Cup, and we could see that kind of stuff happening in the qualifiers. But I think Jamaica have a very good chance of making it to the World Cup, and they just have to play as a team. I think the JFF need to get their act together, and if they do, this Jamaican team would be very, very difficult to stop. So right now, guys, I'm gonna put Jamaica on standby. Wait, if there's a space, you might just get it. So I'm gonna put them on standby. I'm not saying they're going to Qatar right about now, but I'm gonna put you on a standby flight. You might get a seat, or you might just have to wait until 2026. But I think they do have some quality individuals in their team, and if Coach Theodore Tapper Whitmore could actually get his best 11 clicking, Jamaica could work some magic and qualify for Qatar 2022. Next up, we have Honduras, who placed 4th last time around. And if you look at Honduras' record, they haven't done well since the last World Cup qualification cycle. They are currently managed by the Uruguayan Fabian Coito, and in the recent CONCACAF Nations League final, they did put up a good display and placed 3rd. I like the look of their goalkeeper. I like the look of Albert Elise, and there's a few other quality players in their team. They still have that core, that experience. Maino Figueroa still in the team, and a lot of other very, very, very experienced players. So they do have that core, and they will be a force to be reckoned with, especially at home. And even on the road, they could pose a threat and pull off a few shock wins. Recently, I've seen a renewed desire from this Honduran team, and I'm gonna do them a favor and put them on standby once again. They could definitely come in 4th and do themselves one better by winning that Intercontinental Playoff final. Honduras were last at the World Cup back in 2014, and this could be their 4th appearance if they make the cut for Qatar. So I'm going to put Honduras on standby with Jamaica. I know you guys may not agree with all of my decisions here, but guys, it's only my opinion. I want you to let me know yours down below. We're going to move on to the next team, and that's Costa Rica. The 2014 World Cup quarterfinalists and World Cup regulars Costa Rica are back to prove they belong amongst the elite. With a squad that still boasts most of those players from Brazil 2014, Costa Rica are looking good in the build-up to these World Cup qualifying matches. Despite not doing so well in the Nations League final, I saw some promise in this Costa Rican team. And if they somehow manage to get Keylor Navas to appear in goal, oh man, this team will be very, very difficult to beat. There's still Brian Ruiz, Joel Campbell, Celso Borges, and Yeltsin Tejeda, just to name a few of the very experienced players still around the squad currently managed by the Colombian Luis Fernando Suarez. I like what I see from Costa Rica, but I'm not 100% sold on if they're gonna make it to Qatar 2022. So I'm going to put Costa Rica on standby. And this leaves us with the two most successful teams from CONCACAF, Mexico and the USA. It's always Mexico versus the USA, right? And we all love that showdown, where the USA recently defeated Mexico in the final of the inaugural CONCACAF Nations League. Bravo! So let's start with the USA. Well, we know of the disaster that happened in 2018. And we could all put that behind us and move forward, looking into the future to see whether if the USA would make it to Qatar 2022 or whether they will miss out on back-to-back World Cups. Greg Berhalter definitely got a feather in his cap after winning the inaugural CONCACAF Nations League final against Mexico in a game that was quite tense and quite controversial and not lacking drama. It was a spectacle to behold. We enjoyed it, and it's nice to see another team apart from Mexico win something in the CONCACAF region, and whenever there's another team to do so, it's most likely the USA. So that was quite impressive by Christian Pulisic and Gio Reyna, Weston McKennie, and all the talented players that the USA currently possess. So I think with this bunch of very young, quality, talented, I could think about all the adjectives to describe these guys, the USA should qualify for the 2022 World Cup, right? You have Zach Steffen in goal, and then you have Ethan Howard, who could come off the bench and be a hero. So it is very difficult to see the USA not making it to Qatar 2022. Greg Berhalter have the team playing a very attractive style of football, passing the ball very well, passing it out from the back, without a lot of mishaps, you could say that. And the team still have some very experienced guys within the ranks. You could think about Sebastian Lletget, John Brooks at the back. DeAndre Yedlin was recently reintroduced. And you have guys like Jordan Sibichu and Yunus Musa being integrated into the squad. In my humble opinion, I think the USA will be back at the World Cup for Qatar 2022. And I'm going to say, USA, pack your bags. You're going to Qatar. And last but not least, we have Mexico. Guys, this one is the easiest one. Tata Martino's men will definitely make it to Qatar. Come on. Come on. Mexico will travel well. They will play well at home. And the quality of players they have in their squad, backed by a very, very quality league, it's going to be difficult to deny Mexico a visa. It's going to be very difficult for them to miss the flight. And you can't put them on standby. So the only place left to put Eltree is on the plane to Qatar. So Mexico, pack your bags. You're going to Qatar. Listen, keep a long story short to get to the point. And come on, this is Mexico, guys. Mexico's been qualifying for World Cups like before my father was born. You see what I'm saying? So Mexico, you're going to Qatar along with the USA. The other teams, I'm not really sold on Jamaica, Honduras, and Costa Rica at all. But I'm kind of convinced that Panama would miss the flight, and Canada would also do the same. And El Salvador, your visa has been denied. You don't stand a chance. You gotta prove me wrong. And shout outs to all the El Salvadorians watching this video right now. Listen, I still got love for you. Don't feel no way, alright? So guys, that's my tier list for the 8 teams in the octagonal for the CONCACAF 2022 World Cup qualifiers. If you enjoyed the video and you're new around here, consider hitting the subscribe button. Like the video if you like it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And from your boy, Dominic Rich, until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.